So much, Governor. Governor, you're right that this time of year, all of us who live through this, we see a beautiful September morning and we feel that pull at our hearts. And we all remember that morning. You're right, it started with promise. And then our world's changed and so many were lost. And I at this moment, I'm feeling those who were lost. I remember in the hours and days after, every neighborhood, my neighborhood in Brooklyn, a firefighter lived just walking distance from me who I knew lost that day, who had gone back into work even though his shift was over because he wanted to save lives. We lost the daughter of my son's pre-K teacher at a school in our neighborhood. We lost the son of one of the union leaders who I worked with closely in the fire department. We lost so many people. It's personal for us. And 20 years later, we feel it just as sharply, which is why we are resolved. We say never again. We're resolved to ensure that terrorists never can perpetrate such an act in this city again, which is why in the months and years after 9/11, this city took it upon ourselves to protect ourselves and built up an extraordinary counterterrorism capacity. But what was really necessary was the partnership the governor talks about, and that also developed, especially in recent years, with our federal and state partners, and that has made a profound difference. So, Mr. Secretary, thank you. Your partnership and the partnership of all federal agencies is one of the reasons we are safe. Governor, thank you. Your leadership and your agencies working seamlessly with the NYPD. And I want to affirm at this hour, the most important thing I can say to all New Yorkers, there are no specific and credible threats directed against New York City at this time. And the NYPD is watching, not daily, not hourly, minute by minute, with extraordinary intelligence gathering and counterterrorism capacity, which we have built up in recent years, because even though it's 20 years later, we see threats all over this world directed at us. And we see challenges that are homegrown as well. So we are watching, the NYPD is watching constantly. And I would say to anyone who's concerned about striking the right balance, we all want to strike that balance in our society to make sure our rights, our liberties are protected at all times. But we also have a mission to protect the lives of every single New Yorker, and the threats are real. They are real and they are consistent, which is why we have to be vigilant. So I'll turn to Commissioner Shea in a moment, but just I want everyone to understand. You will see, the governor is exactly right. You're going to see a lot of presence, but not just at Ground Zero. I want to emphasize this to everyone who is listening. You're going to see presence all over the city. We do not regard Ground Zero as the only potential target tomorrow. We are going to protect the entire city. Again, no specific incredible threats directed against New York City at this time. Massive resources will be deployed to protect all New Yorkers and our visitors. And we are watching constantly. We've learned some powerful and painful lessons. But one thing I want to say as I introduce Commissioner Shea is the NYPD has shown us time and time again its amazing ability to protect New Yorkers, to sense where the danger is, to get there first, to stop the threats before they happen. And I want to thank all the men and women of the NYPD for what they have done for all of us. This is a day to remember their immense contributions. With that, Commissioner Shea.